kind of want to see this. Don't mind.
Being gay
I want to surf this channel a bit. I like the insight.
is not a personality trait. I don't know when we decided that what gender you want to sleep with or appear as is
what the fuck is this? I'm getting culturally appropriated right now. I feel a little culturally appropriated. Gender fey. That's my people. What was this? What is this?
It makes you interesting because it doesn't. I would hope that there are other aspects of my character more deserving of attention than my love for big booty Latinas. Is it just me, or is reducing the entirety of your persona down to something equally as trivial as what your favorite color is kinda lame? I have a hard time believing that anyone who has something actually substantial about their character would put such an emphasis.
By the way, chat, this is like the kind of girl that I like, if you're wondering. She's like kind of like she's kind of like she's got like that male aura, but then it's like she doesn't look like a dude. It's like, I like it.
On something as irrelevant as their sexuality. Being human is a beautiful...
Everyone's taken.
disaster. It's an infinite ocean of chaos.
I can look respectfully, right? You guys said I could do that, right? I could look respectfully.
Certainty and self-discovery. A crashing tsunami.
I'm looking respectfully.
Of vitality, mayhem, and free will. But instead, you chose to sit on a kiddie pool in the sand. For those of us who grew up on the internet, the algorithm told you who you are before experience ever had the chance to. It made it nearly impossible to find your honest identity because your feed was already telling you who to be.
The only problem is that she's not anime, to be honest.
That's why in this era there has never been a greater importance on introspection, to pause and contemplate what all of it means to you. The youth has failed to develop the skill of introspection because of the constant emphasis on everything external, where algorithms tell you what to think and when to think it, solely dictating your ideas of right and wrong like Newton's cradle swinging back and forth and back and independent thought is dead. It's easier to cling to a label that somebody else has already made up for you because building your own identity with something of substance is inconvenient. It's too difficult and time-consuming to find out.
That's the secret, everyone. Just be anime. True.
What you really think, so you let your algorithm decide that for you. I'll cling to a commentator's beliefs because it's easier to think vicariously through them than it is. It
kind of is. Is this like slam poetry? Yeah.
Think for myself. It's become normal to outsource
it's like
all
a rap, right?
Critical thinking as if it should have ever been somebody else's job. Being gay is not a personality trait. You've just been disillusioned into believing that your sexuality is what defines you. You're told that because you happen to like the same gender that now you have to fit into the box of everything else that goes along with it. What's sad is that people will claim that this is hateful rhetoric despite the fact that I'm encouraging you to think for yourself and not be what others expect you to be. Yep. The original tenet of the LGBT community from the very beginning has been to be okay with being different. To be free of societal expectations and not be ashamed of who you are. Independent thought isn't easy or commonplace, which makes it all the more valuable and necessary. The independent thinkers are now responsible for shifting the culture to a place where different opinions are discussed instead of discouraged, where we define ourselves on the basis of our...
Dude, I don't even know what to say. I don't even know what to say. She's just cooking so fucking hard. I'm just like...
character instead of our sexuality. There are a million other things more interesting about you than who you want to sleep with or what pronouns you want to be called. Stop being so worried about...
That's the problem, is nobody gives a fuck really about that. You know, it's like I don't want to know.
Other people perceive you and instead look inwards at how you choose to perceive yourself. What's scary is
how
that...
do you guys like meet somebody and you're just like, yeah, you know, I'm gonna think about like who they want to fuck, and that's gonna determine like if I like them or not. Like, who the fuck cares? You know what I mean? Like,
it's become common to not have passions or interests. It's become normalized for people's mainstream...
Yeah, don't care, didn't ask, says Cleric on Kick. Yeah, exactly.
Hobby to be watching Netflix and doom scrolling, both of which are consumption activities, so they can't even be considered a hobby at all. It's just a way to pass the time instead of actually doing or creating something. This culture of constant consumption has led people to feel directionless and disconnected from their lives. It's hard to know who you are and what you believe when you're constantly consuming and never creating.
The problem is a lot of these people, they fucking can't make anything. And this is why you see people like, for instance, like being salty at Gura. Well, I don't know what her new character is, you know what I'm talking about. You see a lot of people being salty about it because they can't do anything like that. They can't create anything. They can't create anything of value. So their entire Their entire thing is to just see that people that do, right? They just seethe constantly at people that like make anything. They belittle anything that they make because it's how tearing down other people and tearing down other people basically and lowering their value, at least perceived to themselves, makes them feel like they're worth more. That's the problem with these people. Crab buckets. You know, I actually don't know. I actually don't know that that analogy. Crab buckets. What's the crab bucket mentality? What is that? I've heard that a lot. I don't actually know what it means. Because like a bucket of crabs sounds good. That sounds like a delicious thing to eat. Isn't saba supposed to be a mackerel? Well, saba means mackerel in Japanese. It's actually my favorite fish. Did you guys know that? Mackerel is my favorite fish to eat. If you tear down people above you, the goalpost of success becomes closer. Yeah, exactly. When you catch crabs, whenever one of the crabs tries to climb out, the other will grab them, prevent them from leaving. I see. Yeah. Kind of like that. Yeah. They basically don't want anyone to succeed, so that they can feel better about themselves, so that they can justify, like, you know, when people fail, they can justify their own sadness. And this is actually incredibly common. You see it all the time in like the VTubing community. All sorts of communities, really. You know, you see people that all they do is they destroy. They destroy because they're incapable of creating, and anything that they see created makes them feel less good about themselves. It hurts their self-esteem personally. When they see like another person like doing well, it's an insult to them. It's an insult to them and their inability to like make anything. So they would rather everything is destroyed because again, they'd rather everything be destroyed because they're incapable of creating. And this is a lot of people.
People need a purpose to identify with. Otherwise, they end up turning to things like astrology, neo-pronouns, and politics. Ugh. This kind of lifestyle leads people to have very shallow, surface-level identities that don't require any effort or skill. It's how you end up with the, I'm a bisexual, neurodivergent, non-binary who loves anime. It's like, okay, cool, but what do you do?
I felt that last one, man. I felt that last one. Oof.
Do you like to draw? Do you write kinky Wattad stories about anime boys? I mean, at least do something. The real problem I have with this Wattad story, it's like, okay, cool, but what do you do? Do you like to draw? Do you write kinky Wattad stories about anime boys?
Wait, what? What head?
You do. Do you like to draw? Do you write kinky Wattad stories?
What's a Wattpad? Oh, Wattpad. Got
it's like, okay, cool, but what do you...
I've never written on Wattpad.
Do you like to draw? Do you write kinky Wattad stories about anime boys? I mean, at least do something. The real problem I have with this identity thing is that
there was only one time I ever read something on Wattpad, and it was one time ever. One time I was curious and I went to take a look. No, it was worse. It was worse. It was worse than you could possibly imagine. It was Sakura x Orochimaru. That's the only time I ever looked.
It robs you of the feeling of emptiness. It robs you of having the feeling of being completely lame and uninspiring. When you have all of these quirky labels to identify with, you get to fill that dark void with fake rainbows. It's like putting a band-aid over...
All right, you know what? Don't look at me, chat.
For a broken bone. But if you were forced to sit with the reality of your lack of substance without any of these fake labels to cover it up, you would have to actually try to come up with something real. You would have to experiment with different things to discover what your actual interests and ideas are. It would take time, contemplation, action, effort to discover and practice the things that actually make you unique.
This is so real.
Haphazardly clinging to your sexual orientation or gender identity to comprise your entire personality is the laziest possible conclusion. I don't say any of this to be...
Man, dude, it's so true. It's all gooning and hate, man. Holy shit. It's so true. Hey, what's up? What's up, Kato? Chaser Kato, how's it going, man? Yeah, it's all it's gooning and hate. It's a cycle of gooning and hate, man. That's unreal.
Mean-spirited.
Dude, the bald wizard, he's always he has predicted so much.
genuinely think you're capable of becoming a much more well-rounded and fulfilled human being, but you've been disenfranchised by both the algorithm.
No, so the story behind that was there was a guy there was a guy who hated on Asmongold, and all he did was actually he hated on me too. He hated on me too. I remember seeing that. He made like some hate threads about me, but he was hating on Asmongold, and his entire like Reddit account was just like hating on. It was hating on like Asmongold, like I think Rev, me, some other people. Hero Hey, he would just like hate on them, and then he would post gooning stuff like just like porn, and then like I fucking hate Asmongold. Asmongold's the fucking worst. What an awful person. Porn. Fuck Asmongold. He's the worst. That was like his entire account on Reddit. It was actually insane. Yeah, the Excalibur guy.
Gratification. You need a purpose beyond.
He was hating on me too.
Beyond your sexuality. You need some type of mission. This is how people find genuine fulfillment. Having a vision in mind of the
dude, this is so true. You need to have a purpose in life. Exactly.
Person they want to become and then becoming it.
Yup. Fucking art. Look at this. Look at this art. Damn.
How people find genuine fulfillment. Having a vision in mind of the person they want to become and then becoming it.
I'm shocked. I'm more shocked Leaf gets hate when she's nice. You know, I actually think it's the inverse, to be honest. I think in some cases I'm too nice and that's why I get hate.